I want y'all to listen to this audio that I'm about to play for you, and then you'll see why I have a picture of Monique's character from the movie Precious. And a little minor thing, this has absolutely nothing to do with Monique, but more so with the character that she played.
What did you do? The fuck did you do?
I was asleep.
Okay, and then he did what? What the fuck did he do? What did he do, shit?
He touched me.
Touched you where?
Touched me in the wrong places.
I'm sick of this bullshit. For real. This is a good
But
motherfucking
you
man.
said-
You running around all
I'm
day in
telling you
motherfucking
though.
booty shorts. What the fuck was you doing when he came over here and
But
he
why
came out the
are
room?
you mad at me? It's your boyfriend.
You're my motherfucking daughter. You trying to take my motherfucking man. That's a
I'm
problem.
not trying to take your man.
That's a problem. Why you wear them little ass shorts when he here?
You bought him?
Okay, I fucking bought him. For you.
Yeah.
But when my man come up in this motherfucker, you ain't supposed to have
So
no.
you gonna believe you gonna have it side in our mind?
It ain't got shit to do with size. This is a good motherfucking man. He paid his
Well, I don't
bills.
wanna be here, so I'm finna just call the police.
Oh, bitch, call the police. You can get the fuck out of my motherfucking house.
Okay, so y'all just heard that right there, and I have to give a shout out to Loadcast because he actually posted the video up on his channel. And what I'll do is, if you want to look at the actual video, you can see it for yourself. But I also have to give a shout out to one of my Instagram followers because they actually tagged me in the post, and that's actually how I learned about it. But I didn't know how I was going to go about making the video for this because I just could not bring myself to put the actual footage into the actual video. Now the actual clip that you heard is longer than that, but it's only showing the part where the daughter goes downstairs and confronts her mother. But what you heard right there is like the part of the video I really wanted you to hear. And now you see why you have a picture of Monique when she played her character in Precious. If you remember in the movie, if you watched it, her mother was the same exact way, and she pretty much bear all of that out toward the end of the movie, saying how Precious stole her man because her man came in there and molested her, and her man didn't want to touch her, and every time her man was having sex with her, he was thinking about the daughter, or she had her daughter laying next to her, and every time he was making fucking her, he was always fingering her daughter. It's very graphic, but that's why I have a picture of Monique right here in that character, because as you can hear in this clip right here, this woman is like a real life mother of Precious in that aspect right there. This woman's daughter came to tell her mother, and she was probably scared to tell her, that her boyfriend, who I'm sure is not her biological dad, was inappropriately touching her. And how did the mother respond? And not in a way that you would think that a traditional mother would respond, and that's going to go and check her man for what was done to her daughter. No, she gets mad at the daughter and tells her, well, you shouldn't have been wearing this and you shouldn't have been wearing that. And then the daughter come back and say, well, you bought me these shorts. And she said, yeah, I bought them for you. And she said, not for you to be walking around in here and all types of stuff and getting the attention of her man. So basically, she literally is throwing all of this stuff back on her daughter for what her boyfriend has done and has probably been doing. But because her man pays the bills, probably takes care of her sexually, she is really putting all of that in front of the well-being of her own child. If the cops had saw, and the thing is, in the video, if you choose to watch it, if you don't choose to watch it, the mother's face is not shown. She had the daughter is basically sneak recording her. So the mother does not have any idea that her mother is being recorded saying these things. Now that the video is out there, well, see, this is going to be the tricky thing. Because her face is not in the video, it's going to be hard for them to try to pinpoint who this woman is. And it's going to be hard to go off of just voice alone. So they would have need to seen her face. But let's hypothetically say that the daughter did record her face. Her mother could be arrested on negligent charges. Negligence because it's basically saying you failed to protect your child from this guy who's clearly a child molester. He would definitely go to jail for the crime he committed and most likely have to register as a sex offender. And depending, I don't know how old the daughter is, but I have a feeling that the daughter cannot be over the age of 18. I can tell by the sound of her voice that she's definitely a minor. She's probably in the teenage years. She might be in high school. but it's still messed up either way around. And then she's based. And then did you hear the end when the daughter said, "Oh, well, you know what? I'm gonna just call the police." She said, "Well, call the police, bitch." She called her own daughter a bitch because she got upset that her daughter came to her and told her that her boyfriend was, let's just put it this way, molesting her. Now, you have a lot of people who love to say how, oh, is, you know, it's always the man's fault as to why a lot of kids don't want to come forward when they're being molested and this, that, and the third. Well, yeah, that is true. But it's also cases like these where you have the mother who was with these men that they know they shouldn't be with, and then they will take the side of the man over the side of their child, all because she feels that her daughter is competition. And I'm glad that Lowcast actually titled the video the way that he did. He titled it "Mother Sees Daughter as Competition," and that's exactly what it is. If you listen to what the mother says, she said when she was wearing, you said you're walking around here with these little shorts on, getting his attention. And basically, if you really dissect that, she's basically saying that she cannot get the attention of her own man, probably wearing the same thing, and she's probably upset at that, which means that she has now made her daughter, the girl she brought into this world, her competition. You have to be very sick in the head if you have to make your own child your competition. Like, who does that? Like, somebody, please help that make sense to me. Your daughter has come to you telling you something that she clearly had on her mind or for a very long time. And this is what she's met with: utter disrespect from you because your man satisfies you and pays the bills. That I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm in a warped reality right now. I feel so bad for this little girl to have to grow up in an environment like that. And now what's going to end up happening is she's not going to confront the father. I mean, not the father, the boyfriend. And if the woman does confront the boyfriend, she's going to be real soft spoken about it and try to pretend like, none of this even happened. And what's going to end up happening is he's going to get wind of it. He's probably going to get mad at her, and he's probably going to go forward and try to do even more to this girl this time. If I were her, I would try to find a relative to go stay with that's nearby and just get away from both of them, because she does not need to be around the mother or that boyfriend of hers. And when I say of hers, I mean the mother's boyfriend, because this is absolutely disgusting. The way that she can just brush that off and speak that way to her daughter and take the side of a man that she probably barely even knows. And he probably feels he's doing her a favor by doing all of this stuff. And he feels like this should be something I get in return. This is why a lot of people are scared to report these kinds of incidents, because the barrier is not outsiders. It's the barrier is the one who lives with you, or the one who gave you life. In this case, her barrier is her own mother. If y'all want to look and see what toxic femininity look like in the flesh, y'all just heard it in this video clip. Like this is so sad. This is utterly ridiculous that this woman would put dick over her own daughter. That is just unbelievable. Now, this girl is probably going to be messed up for a while because of, one, what that mother's boyfriend did to her, and two, because of how her mother scolded her. So now she's got the physical and mental abuse in one, two in one. The physical from the boyfriend and the mental from her mother because of how her mother spoke to her. So now she's going to, hopefully she can break away from that. Otherwise, she's going to grow up feeling that this is just okay. And then what's going to end up happening is she might end up repeating the cycle with her children, with her daughter, and saying, just deal with it because my mother told me to deal with it. Just deal with it. Her mother might as well have just gone ahead and said that. Just deal with it. It also makes you wonder what kind of psychological damage has been done to that mother. What has the boyfriend or any other man in her life done to her to make her act the way that she's acting? She probably been around a bunch of no good niggas, and she's on no good nigga number whatever. And but because he pays the bills and he satisfies her, she feels that he's been elevated to this upper echelon of men that should be put on a pedestal, when he's really probably worse than the one she's been with. And he needs to be dealt with accordingly as well. Because who knows who else he's probably done that to. He's probably been in other relationships where he's done that with other women, but she can't bear to let him go because in her eyes, him being a bill collector, not a bill collector, but a bill payer, which everyone should be doing anyway, is somehow makings of a good man. You heard what she said. Oh, he pays the bills. He takes care of me. Da, 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 da. He didn't do what he said he did. Stop accusing him of what he did. Yo, you can, if you don't like it, you can get out. And call her. I still can't get over the fact that she called her daughter a bitch. That is so fucked up. I have no more words. Y'all let me know what y'all think.